everybody's doing right. Well, guess who's going to do that, brothers and sisters? We're going to do that.
That's right.
Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America. The Brazilians, Argentines, and children in South America.
That's right.
Columbus, Nicaragua, the neighbor says Salvatore, etc. All of these are what? Muslims.
That's right.
Islam? He said all these are what? Muslims. And who's going to lead them? Moorish Americans. We are going to lead them. We're going to lead this country, and we're going to lead this continent. And then we're going to lead the world. That's what we got. That's our mission. That's what he gave us. That's what the prophet, the last prophet in these days, and we are his people. So who's going to lead? That's what we're gearing up to do. This is ours. Let's start walking around like it's ours and not we in somebody else's house. Let's act like this is our government and don't belong to somebody else. Islam? I just want to make that clear because, brothers and sisters, we're supposed to stand strong and proud. And I'm going to say this, and I know it's controversial, and you got to forgive me in advance, all right? Because sometimes we think everybody, as who wears a fez, is supposed to stand around the fire, holding hands, singing Kumbaya. That we ain't supposed to be separated. That's what's wrong with us. We think we can't hang with them. And we feel like, oh, we feel bad because we can't go see them because they Moors like us. The prophet ain't said they Moors like us. That's right. He got a lot of words for them. You better start looking it up. Islam, but that we're not making the separation. Our prophet made the separation. So if you want to do it right, the prophet called our first supreme grand Sheikh Chairman into his room. He said, "Are you with them or are you with me? Are you with them or are you with me?" They have just been separated. They're one. It's them or us. Yeah, it is. So we gotta stop running away from that. Stop running away from that. You're brainwashed? Yes, the prophet got me brainwashed. I needed some brainwashing. Stop stepping away from that. You must love the white man. Yes, because when you look into the face of man, you look at the image of Allah who speaks within. And when man honors man, he honors Allah. What man does for man, he does for Allah. So if you harm a European in any way, you do it wrong to Allah, don't you? In thought, or word, or deed. We gotta stop them use European hate to drag us from the teachers of Prophet don't do Allah. We gotta get that Bible. He Prophet said we gotta learn to what? Love instead of hate. They can't come on and talk about the European hate. Now, I'm not going to go on anybody's bad behavior. But I'm not going to put everything on one ethnic group when the prophets in the divine warning said it's our problem. That's what he said. We're bringing it on ourselves. Islam? You're not just take a step, an inch back from anything our prophet said. No, we're not diplomatic. No, we don't see both sides of the issues. No. Men love to follow, so we must lead.
That's right.
No, I'm not going over to you because you're supposed to be in here. What if this was Noah's Ark? Come on now, you know it's going to rain. All right? Now you don't like nobody in here. You got nothing but problems in here. So you got many avenues you might do to work things out. But what's the one thing you don't do? You don't get off the ark. This is the ark. And anybody that don't come to the ark is a fool. So why is the man of wisdom endangering himself for fools? We need to leave him alone. We need to be unalike. Huh? That's science. You take two magnets. You put a positive they repel. You put a negative they repel. It takes a positive and negative to come together. You gotta be unalike. We have that brings me to the chapter I like to read on this subject. Forgive me, I got a little excited. Come on, Chapter 25. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother is giving you suck. He said, "Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers. that peace and happiness may dwell in thy Father's house. But when the what? Separate the world. Remember the relation that binds you to love and unity while you're separated. And prefer not a stranger before they're of blood while you separated. If your brother in the adversity system, but y'all be separated. You can't separate and be together at the same time. Just like you can't be heavenly, you can't be righteous and be wicked at the same time. Islam sister. You can't be both. We didn't have to stand apart. They got to come to us. And the only thing they can do with us is learn. They need to come with their mouth shut and their ears open. They got nothing to tell us. If it don't lead out prophet said, they ain't got nothing to say to us. Except teach me. I got my eyes, ears open. I'm tired of Moors telling me how somebody got a point. Well, I said, well, if they can withstand their point, you better go the path and stop pointing. I'm tired of all these points. I don't care how many books they read. You know what I'm saying? He said the generality of the men are ignorant. He said we people in shadow streams that pull up pebbles. Islam declares human knowledge but blindness and folly. You know what he did say though? The highest learning is virtue. It's a man's character. You know what I'm saying? The workshop of mind where we build character. It's what is a man's heart, not what's in the man's head. You know the props when I say man, I see woman too, so I won't get confused. But I want to end with this because she got some young sheiks and I just want to give this real quick glance if I got a minute to do so. Y'all got your nationality cards? Islam. Prophet said this is your nationality and identification card for the Moorish Science of America. Right? He said this is your nationality identification card of Matthew, right? For what? The Moorish Science Temple of America. So if you use that card for anything else, that is not for the Moorish Science of America. It's for the Moorish Science of America. There's no other use for it. So why we entertain any conversation that has anything to do with this card being doing anything but for the Moorish Science of America? So if a person has this card in their pocket and they're doing something other than for the Moorish Science of America, the prophet then they need to take that card, turn in their card and button, cease wearing their terminal fez, and go back to the state where the prophet is. Right? This is your national identification card for Moorish Science of America and birthrights for the Moorish American. He said birthrights. So you're born here. The 14th Amendment said we're citizens when we're born here. So how do you got a law that says being born here makes you a citizen, how do you prove it? Now how do you prove birth in this country? The birth certificate is proof of birth. You got a law that says you got to be born here, then that is proof of birth. That's when you go to cruise or someone who got passports. They ask you for what? Proof of citizenship. Proof. And the only thing they take is your birth certificate, because that's your proof of citizen. You was born here. Quit trying to make something wrong with that. That's right. Quit trying to make something wrong with that. You have to have a birth certificate to prove you're born here. Throw away the birth certificate, how you gonna prove you're a citizen here well, I'm depatronized. Okay, you have no jurisdiction. Well, who do? That's right. Make it plain. Who do? Because whoever it is, you don't need to be here. What you need my food for? Why you staying in my house and walking on my streets? You ain't paying me no taxes. I ain't got no jurisdiction. Go to where they got jurisdiction of you. Islam? Let's be real. It's your nationality and identification of Moorish Science of America. Birthrights. You got birthrights. We don't have civil rights. We operate on birthrights. Islam? We honor all divine prophets. Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Don't we honor them? Islam. And we honor their teachings because only one teaching of Allah and all his prophets teach the same teaching. You know what I'm saying? But does it say that we're supposed to follow the practices and the customs of their people? Does it?
No, sir.
The prophet said we worship on our own vine and fig tree and create our own laws and customs, don't we?
That's right.
So what is wrong with us doing that? Why is it when we going to do something, we got to add somebody else? Ain't nobody adding us. And not one person is going in their Quran and saying, amen. Chapter 32. They're not doing that. Why? Because they compare the purity of their religion. We got to stop unpurifying our religion. We got to stop unpurifying ourselves. We're 100% genuine Moorish Americans. And nobody has to qualify us. This is our nationality identification card for the Moorish Science of America and birthrights for the Moorish Americans, etc. We honor all divine prophets.
Right.
Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. He said, may the blessings of the God of our Father Allah be upon you that carry this card. You carry this card, you carry the blessings of Almighty Allah. Then he said, I do hereby declare that you're a Muslim. Now, it does not say, I do hereby declare you're a Muslim. Do you not got a card that says that you've been declared by a Muslim, by Allah through his prophet? Right. Then how can you be religious, spiritual, and not religious? How can that be possible? The very fact you're a Muslim means you practice Islam. Right. You can't be a Christian without Christianity. You can't be a Jew without Judaism. Islam, so how you gonna be a Muslim without Islamism? It's not possible. It's ridiculous. So anybody that says that they're not religious, they spiritual, well, give me the card back. What are you doing with the card in your pocket? You got a card saying you're Muslim. The first, what do you say? Who made you Allah? Who is Allah? Allah, what is your religion? Islam. What is your religion? Islam. There's no word religion here. So why are we running away from it? He said religion. Why don't we say religion? He said African. Why don't we say African? Why don't we say what the prophet said? Why don't we say what the Quran said? Who told us something wrong with that? When do we start shying away? We just should shy away from one letter, syllable, period, comma, sound, grunt, but I don't care. We don't learn nothing that's more science. Nothing. That's right. They back up. They get our way. They get out of our way. What exalted form is this? Islam? The prophet said, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice are divine principles. Then he said, I am a citizen of the USA. That stands for, if you're not clear, United States of America. if whenever you have an acronym, somewhere in the narrative it has to tell you what that is. So if you read any of the prophet's literature, when you see U.S. and A, he's going to say United States of America. Then he may say United States, and he'll say United States of America. So you know what the U.S. or USA, whether it's got a period or a comma or an exclamation point, we're talking about United States of America. Islam? Islam. So are we proud to be Americans? Right. Yeah, I'm proud to be an American. Hey, we can see that right along with them. You know what I'm saying? When they get up and salute the flag, we should be standing like that, just like the rest of them. That's right. Check. Where's the Constitution? Where's the Constitution? I'ma stand just like my prophet. Islam. This is not Masonic. This is a position of national respect. When have you ever saw somebody stand like this when the national anthem was not being raised on the flag? Whenever you saw, if you got a hat on, they take the hat and put it across their chest. If they don't have the hat, they put it, and you're in full uniform, you salute.
That's right.
This is a position of national respect. This is not Masonic anything.
I'll teach you on your chairman.
Islam?
Yes.
Don't back away from nothing the prophet said. We're American citizens, we should love it.
That's right. I love mine.
We should love it. We should be patriots. We should be talking more about being America than everyone else. You know why? Because the prophet said we must be industrious. You see, because he said the Moors in Spain, he says the Moors in Spain ruled for 600 years. And they did it without being the majority or the biggest army or anything. And the prophet said they did it by being what? The most ingenious and industrious. Didn't he? Well, you know what the genius is, inventing everything, writing good stuff, coming up with new things. But he said industrious.